Hey, what's going on again, everybody? John here with Knight and Shining Armor Paint Correction, Ceramic Coatings, and Detailing with part two of this 2022 Corvette that was delivered to our customer from the Corvette Museum. Picking up right where we left off, as you can see, I am starting a light one-step polish using a yellow polishing pad from Rupes. We are using 3D1 in this video. We are getting ready to transition back to Angel Wax. In the process of making this video, we realized how much of a bear 3D1 truly is to wipe off. We had some Angel Wax Regenerate laying around, and we're going to go back to that route. As you can see, I'm starting the polishing process, starting from the top down. And with all our ceramic coatings, we actually will do a jeweling stage after we get the one or two-step polish done to take the gloss to the stratosphere prior to applying the coating. And to try to keep this video relatively short and sweet, I'm going to go ahead and show the jeweling stage now with Angel Wax Perfect Polish and an ultra fine white polishing pad or jeweling pad. And yes, you may notice that it may look like I'm flying around this thing, but to keep the video down around 20 minutes, everything is sped up 4 times the normal speed. So we are polishing on this vehicle. It's about 1.5 to 2 inches every second because it was such a perfect specimen to work on. And as I try to put out more descriptive content, I'll try to keep my psycho babble to a minimum. I appreciate everybody that likes to hear me ramble on about coatings and polishing and cleaning and cars. Because I'll be honest, I could literally talk about this stuff forever. You get me started about anything in the detailing world or window tint or PPF or ceramic coatings or music or football, look out, because I can talk forever. But I don't know if anybody actually wants to hear all that. Bring you guys in a little closer here. Show that we're not leaving any painted surface untouched. And I apologize if you notice a little bit of clutter around the shop here. We did move in here back at the end of September, and it took a little longer to get settled than planned. We had allowed for a little more than a week to move from our old shop to our new location. And as we found out, moving sucks. I don't care if it's your business, your home, your apartment, your condo, moving sucks. And we're still strategically trying to get settled and get things exactly where we want them. You know what they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is your dream business. It takes time. Sadly, just like anything else in this world, we all want it now. Doesn't always happen that way, unfortunately. We are pretty sure that this rear panel trunk lid, it's definitely not the front because that's in the front, but it looked like around the edges it had been taped off and they flat sanded and polished the panel to get rid of some orange peel, and they just didn't remove all the haze. Well, we're going to take care of that. And like I mentioned earlier, for the shortness of the video, or the relative shortness of the video, I'm going to go ahead and just jewel these panels that we're showing in the video instead of trying to show us doing the whole vehicle, because that would be an extensively long video. And here we polish and coat all painted surfaces. So we're going to go ahead and polish the entire door jamb. It didn't have a mark or swirl or anything in it whatsoever. And even if you use a cleaner polish or a jeweling polish, you're going to bring the gloss out, and that was the whole purpose to do the door jamb this way, since they don't put a lot of clear coat in here. Even though a fine polish isn't that aggressive, we wanted to stay as least aggressive as possible. Continuing on here, it's time for the panel prep. We're using Fireball Reborn as our panel prep. It's probably our favorite panel prep. If we're using Fireball coatings, of course, we're going to use Fireball Reborn. If we're doing any of our, 6 to 9 month coatings or our 1 year tax system coatings, we will use tax system Oil Zero. And then if we're using any of our blue collar coatings, why we'll use Fireball Reborn as well. Going around the entire vehicle. We're just going to show a snippet here of doing a few panels. And since we're going to put glass transparency windshield coating on, we're going to go ahead and panel prep the windshield as well. Fireball's Doc-Do is a 2-layer, 2-part coating system with a base primer and then the top coat itself. We didn't show applying the base layer because it has an open time of 20 minutes. It's really easy to use. After a 2-hour cure time or flash time after you wipe it off, we're getting ready to apply the top coat here. Set a timer for 8 minutes that you saw. We're going to do a little section here, make an X, make a box, and you do one pass with Fireball coatings. You do not cross hatch. Excuse me. Set a timer for 8 minutes, and then along the way, after 5 minutes goes by, see if it's grabby yet or not, or it's 6 minutes. We would go check it. It wasn't ready to be wiped off yet, so we kept waiting. Had another timer set, went and checked it again. Not yet. Lastly, another timer had been set, and it got to be a little bit of grabby, but not grabby enough, we felt. We felt it just wasn't grabby enough, so we waited another minute. We're good to go. So now we have our window of how long of a flash time and how far we can get before we can wipe the coating off. And with Fireball's Doc-Do top layer, you don't want to let it get super grabby, or it can be a real pain in the ass to wipe off. And every time we do a section, we set a timer. See how far we can go. And if there's any question of whether you can make it a little further or not, just err on the side of caution. It's better to take a little bit longer to do it than it is to try to squeeze an extra panel in and spend more time trying to wipe off a coating that has gotten really grabby and gets to be a bear to wipe off because you didn't follow the process like you should. Myself personally, I started spraying cars in 1992. I was a painter in a body shop. Been an ASC certified refinish technician since 1994. Now I'm showing my age a little bit, folks. And spraying is a process that you not strictly have to adhere to, but you better follow it by dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's and not skipping any steps for sure. And coatings are no different. So that's where not straying from the process falls in my way of doing things. It's better to do it right the first time than to half-ass anything and have it turn out crappy, or you screw something up, or you have to redo it. This is not a Yugo in our shop. It's a brand new $100,000 Vette that never even went to a dealership. And it doesn't matter if it's a Vette or it's a Volkswagen Atlas. We take pride in everything that we do, and so should you if you're interested in applying a coating yourself or you want to get into the business or whatever. Now the timers are starting to go off on our watch. I'm going to start wiping the rest of the top layer off. We managed to get the whole rear top half as well as the roof. And the way I like to wipe coatings off is use a low nap towel for my first initial wipe, and then a higher nap or thicker nap towel for the final wipe. You always got to be very careful not to push the coating into the adjacent panels as you're wiping off. It can happen to the best of us, and you don't catch it right away. So just be mindful of that you can push the coating into an adjacent panel when you're wiping off. And of course, with any coating system that is 2 layers, you always go in the order that you did the base layer to do the top layer or the second layer. And we like to work from the top surfaces down and then do bumpers if they're very, very intricate, because you don't want to rush those. You want to be able to take your time with those. And then lastly, go down both sides and into the door jambs. get a little bit more of a first-person view here of how easy this coating is to wipe off. All of the Fireball coatings are a real pleasure to work with, especially if you're in a controlled environment, but that's true for most coatings. If you're not in some sort of controlled environment and it's hot and humid, they can be a real bear to work with, regardless of the coating. Now, there are a few out there you can do in direct sunlight, but it's not recommended at all to do that. But you can for those mobile guys out there, but not with these coatings. You have to be in a controlled environment. And as we finish wiping off the top layer transfer solution, we're going to give you a little quick walk around the vehicle. The final reveal won't be till the entire thing is completed. We still have the wheels to do, the leather interior to do, and then we will give a final walk around video. But as you can see, this thing's really starting to get shiny and glassy. We appreciate everybody that has subscribed to our channel, watches our videos. This is part 2 of this 5-part series. Once again, my name is John. We are Knight in Shining Armor, paint correction, ceramic coatings, and detailing. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you like these videos. We will catch you in part 3 later this week. Have a great Monday, everybody. See y'all soon.